you to this Southern Prepper 1. As you can see, it's a little bit drizzly. The fire is well under control. The other day we got tons of rain, and that really helped the firefighters. But one thing that we had that I thought was very important to have is what this improvised brush truck. This is a bladder. I highly recommend them. We put it through the paces. I have a couple more on the property here. This one I think is 142 gallons. They make a smaller one, so if you have a smaller machine, you can still put a smaller one. We could have put a tote in here, but the problem was the tote would not have gone all the way in. Plus, I did not want all that water sitting high. This is mountain terrain, very dangerous. If we had to go somewhere, I don't want to flip over. And a tote is just too big. You couldn't fill a 275 gallon tote. This wouldn't haul it. This definitely hauls this without any problem. So we made a brush truck. Now, I know people are saying, Dave, that's not going to take on this fire. It's not designed to take on the head of the fire at all. It's designed to patrol this road, some trails that were blown off. That way, if the fire came, we could have a stand at the fire break. And this is definitely, a little bit of water goes a long ways if you apply it the right way. Or it could be a spot fire. Hot embers travel a mile away from that fire. Something could have fallen in the field. We could instantly get to it quickly with a lot of water. We paired this with a pump. This pump uses the DeWalt batteries. I love this pump. I have two pumps. Ordered a third one just like this, but it was a little different. I think it's going to be actually better than this one. So I paired this with a pump, a hose. You have a brush truck. You have to know the limitations of this. Also, we have some firefighting equipment on here. Today, we're tearing this down. We don't need it anymore, so we'll turn it back into the homestead workhorse. But if we had a neighbor, because I have neighbors all over here, and they probably would have been hit first if it jumped that fire break, I can respond quickly. Two people can get on here and be there quickly. This thing will go anywhere. It's four-wheel drive, geared to go anywhere. So basically, this thing is so easy to use. Basically, you just turn your water on and one switch. It's not a ton of water, but it definitely will do the job of what it's made for. It has a lot of force, and it also lets you extend this bladder. You could, put a big pump on here and just pump it out in 1-2 minutes and be done with it. That's not the purpose of this. This is handy with the short hose, or I love these expandable hoses. Normally I wouldn't recommend these, but for this application, this is the best thing. Just change it out, and that way the passenger can run that hose to the front, and if you're fighting a line of fire, you can just drive and fight it. Always fight it from the black. Always fight it from the black if you can handle it. This would not be probably used to fight from the black. It was going to be for spot fires and patrolling some big trails that were the leaves were blown off, or patrolling the road. So, highly recommend it for a few $100s. Yes, you got to have the vehicle to tote it around, but this was our first attack. If the neighborhood caught on fire, we could get to it quickly, assess it, and see how we could help. Having some hand tools on here, you can do a lot. So, highly recommend being ready. This fire, this is my second major fire. 8 years ago, we had a big one up here. I think that was the biggest one we've had in this area, in the mountains of South Carolina. This fire right now beat that one, and so this is the biggest fire we've had. And so I've lived through two and protected my property. I'm not going to do a full AAR on it, but I've learned a lot that you need to know. You need to be able to defend your property with no outside assistance, and that's what we're gearing up to. It takes a huge investment of money and time, but I think it's worth it. As a prepper, you're preparing for everything. I've gone through two major fires in 8 years. I haven't gone through a nuclear, biological, or chemical attack on the United States or on my property, but I have gone through fire. So I need to stress to you, be prepared to protect yourself. A lot of people got the evacuation order, and it was a mandatory evacuation order. They tucked their tail between their legs and took off. Even some preppers were about ready to jet, and I had to talk to them and say, hey, let's get some good intel. The intel is that I got was I physically went and looked at it. I looked at the fire. I drove that e-bike. That e-bike had over 100 miles in a week. Intel is your best friend. It's even better than water in a lot of occasions. So we're going to tear this down, but this was the #1 thing we were relying on at first to doing it to help our neighbors and make sure they're okay. Thanks for watching.